Welcome to another Madden 19 video I have for you guys today. Today I'm going to be doing another one of these college team simulations, and today we have LSU. This team is actually pretty decent, but I want to just go over what kind of other teams you guys suggested. First off, thank you so much for the support on the first episode of this, if you can even really call it an episode. But you guys really seem to enjoy the Penn State one, so I'm definitely going to keep doing these. You guys also suggested a ton of teams. So I pretty much not really ranked them, but I just put them in an order I think would be pretty interesting. So it's a pretty long list, but I'm going to read it off. So we have LSU today, and then we have the Texas, Florida, Nebraska, Alabama, Ohio State, Iowa, Miami, Michigan, Wisconsin, Notre Dame, Oregon, Michigan State, Tennessee, Florida State. Those are the teams that I saw. I tried to put the ones who, got suggested a couple of times near the top. So if you guys want me to do a team that's not on that list, let me know, and try to keep in mind the number of players who went there who are in the NFL. Somebody suggested Kent State. I don't think that's going to be possible. There's 4 of them. Someone suggested Maryland, which there are some cool players out of Maryland, like Stephon Diggs and Yannick Ngakoue and DJ Moore, but there's not enough to make a team out of. So I kind of at least want enough players to make a full team out of. Like this one, LSU has a ton of players out of them. But the best quarterback I could find is Danny Etling, who was a rookie. I guess he played there last year. I don't think there's another quarterback. The kind of database I use for this is ESPN. If you go on ESPN, I think you can navigate through it to get to a point where you can just search by college and it'll tell you all the active players. But I'm pretty sure it only gives you the players who are on teams. So I don't think it tells you free agents. So I might be missing out on a couple guys, but I'm pretty sure I got the main ones. And I couldn't find a quarterback for a while, so I just went through free agency and found Danny Etling. There could be another one. I don't think Zach Mettenberger still plays. I feel like he retired. I know he went to LSU, Jamarcus Russell, pretty sure went to LSU, but LSU isn't known to have amazing quarterbacks. So, at least of recent. I'm not really sure in the past if they had any studs. But anyway, Etling will be the quarterback. The rest of this offense is actually very good though. Leonard Fournette, Darius Geis, Alfred Blue, Spencer Ware. Great running backs. I just threw Spencer Ware to fullback though. Darius Geis, of course, star development. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm choosing the team based on, who got drafted from that school. Darius Geis seems like the most interesting player out of LSU this past year, so I chose the Redskins because that's who we got drafted by. Last time I chose the Giants because they drafted Saquon, all that good stuff. But Leonard Fournette, of course, is going to be the starting running back. And then this wide receiver core is pretty good, too. Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, DJ Chark, of course, is a rookie. Russell Shepard is here, too. And also, I don't think I need to explain this, but, the 4th and the 5th string guys didn't go to LSU. The backups of a lot of these positions didn't go to LSU. But that's not really going to be that big of a deal. I couldn't find a tight end, except for this guy. I'm pretty sure he's just a long snapper, or Reed Ferguson. He's not actually a tight end. I don't know, he doesn't actually catch passes or anything. But Brennan LaFell went to LSU. Of course, he's a wide receiver. I just moved him up to tight end. Why not? He's the best, tight end out of these wide receivers, I think. Maybe DJ Chark could be decent. But I want to keep DJ Chark at wide receiver. I want to see what he can do. It'd be pretty cool if he can actually go up in overall. Andrew Whitworth, Ethan Posick, and then not Bergstrom. I think it's supposed to be Clapp. Yeah, Will Clapp, he went to LSU. Try Turner and Lael Collins, so a pretty decent offensive line. Andrew Whitworth will likely retire. Joe Barksdale also went to LSU, so I guess I have a little bit of depth, but Joe Barksdale's kind of terrible. And then the defense of this team is really, really good. Their secondary is unreal. Tyrann Mathieu, Jamal Adams, Eric Reed, this guy, he was only a 63 overall, he went to LSU too. But then you have Patrick Peterson, Tre'Davious White, Jalen Mills, Morris Claiborne, and Dante Jackson. This secondary is absolutely unreal. And then the linebackers are good too. Deion Jones. This was interesting to do because I couldn't trade for Deion Jones on the front screen. That's how I did all of these trades. But the reason why I couldn't get him is because he's injured and you can't trade injured players. And I don't know how to get around that, so I actually just went into the Redskins franchise and just traded for him normally. Pretty sure I had to give up a first round draft pick, but I traded for that first round draft pick again just so I have one. Quan Alexander went to LSU. Barkevious Mingo. I don't know why I keep saying they went to LSU. Of course they did. But Quan Alexander, another good coverage linebacker. He's very fast as well. This linebacking core is actually pretty good. Barkevious Mingo isn't too bad. He's nothing special, but he's not that bad. This D-line's also very good. Arden Key, I'm going to get him some playing time at right end. Of course, he's a rookie from this past year. Daniil Hunter, the best edge rusher on this team for sure. 85 overall, quick development. Then we have Michael Brockers, who's listed as a defensive end, but I'm sure he, is more of a defensive tackle in this 4-3 scheme. Al Woods, Benny Logan, Devon Godshaw. There's a lot of defensive tackle depth as well. I think I might start Devon Godshaw because he has some room to develop, to be honest. He's only 23 years old, so he definitely has some room. And then special teams. I don't think there's a kicker. I actually did not look too extensively. That doesn't matter all that much. But Dustin Hopkins is going to be here. I saw Donnie Jones. He went to LSU, so he's the punter. I said he went to LSU. Of course he did. Darius Geis will be the kick returner. Jarvis Landry will be the punt returner. So that is the team. This team is far better than the Penn State one. I actually think this team could win, some playoff games. If I can draft a quarterback and some other players of need, I think this team can actually do well in the long run. I want to mention something as well before I actually simulate. I have salary cap turned off for this. I'm going to be doing this from now on in these videos because salary cap really doesn't affect anything. Like, I'm not going in free agency. I'm not going to sign a bunch of players like that. So it really doesn't matter about salary cap. I kind of just did it just to make sure I had enough salary to build this team. So that could come into play later if I'm going for I don't know, Alabama has a ton of really good players, so they're probably all really expensive. So I'll probably have to turn off salary cap for that as well. So I'm just going to do it from here on out. It really won't make a difference though. Also, by turning off salary cap, it ensures that I can bring back all the players from LSU. I forgot to point that out before I simulated. So that will be helpful as well. But anyway, at the midseason mark, we are 4-3. So this team is winning. The Eagles are 5-3. The Giants 4-4. The Cowboys 2-5. Matt Barkley is the quarterback. Oh, that's fun. Let's keep Etling in. I don't know why Matt Barkley got signed and was starting. I had Etling as the starter. I guess I should have signed a backup and just made sure he was starting. It doesn't really matter too much though. Odell, Leonard Fournette, and Jarvis Landry have some experience points. DJ Chark, Try Turner does as well. Because, even if Etling did win Offensive Rookie of the Year, he probably wouldn't be on the team still at quarterback, especially if I can find one. I actually haven't scouted yet. And then on the defense, we have one for a couple guys, two for Jamal Adams. Jalen Mills has one too. So Tyrann Mathieu has to come back to the team. I'm not going to show any of this because I turned off salary cap. So I'm probably just going to bring all these guys back to pretty long deals just to make sure I can keep them all on the team. So I'll do that, and then I'll see you at the end of the season. This team did not end up making the playoffs this season. They won 8-8 though. It's not too bad. The Eagles and the Cowboys both were 9-7, and the Giants were 7-9. Let's check out the schedule though. 2-2 in the preseason. Lost the opening game to the Cardinals. Won 2 in a row. Lost to the Saints. Won 2 more. Lost to the Giants. 1-2. Lost 3. 1-2. Lost 3. So very up and down, of course. That's what you'd expect from an 8-8 record. Drew Brees wins MVP though. How did our quarterback play? So 2,063 yards, but I don't know how many games he played. I'm pretty sure if I go to if I check games played, okay, it's going to say all 16, but he was the backup for half of them. That's not that bad of a season though. If you combine those two, it's 1,600 yards, 1,700, 9 interceptions, 33 touchdowns. That's not too bad. I'm sure Danny Etling would have done better than that, but still pretty decent. There's also no quarterback in this draft class, so he will probably have to be the option again. Leonard Fournette, though, over 1,000 yards with 4 touchdowns, 1 fumble. 2 touchdowns for Spencer Ware. 6 for Darius Geis. That's pretty cool. Jarvis Landry gets over 1,000 yards. Odell almost. He gets 7 touchdowns, though. Brandon LaFell gets 8 touchdowns. DJ Chark really doesn't do anything. Sack numbers, not too bad. 10 from Lael Collins and Ethan Posick. Everyone else played pretty okay. On the defense, 100 tackles flat for Tre'Davious White. We have 12 tackles for loss for Danielle Hunter, 11 from Arden Key, 10 from Quan Alexander and Michael Brockers. Sack numbers, 6.5 from Quan Alexander, and then 6 from Danielle Hunter. I just noticed something. I didn't change the playbook, so I'm pretty sure this team is still in a 3-4 defense. It's my fault. It's alright, though. 4 interceptions, though, for Deion Jones. Wow, 3 for Jalen Mills, 2 for Jamal Adams, Tre'Davious White, and Patrick Peterson. Do we have any touchdowns? We have 1 from Tre'Davious White. Any blocked kicks? We have at least 2. And we have 2, Deion Jones and Danielle Hunter each got 1. I have to make sure I change the playbook. I don't really think it affected anything that much, though. 19th in the NFL on offense, and then 20th in the NFL on defense. Drew Brees wins MVP. Nobody from the Redskins. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jared Goff. Nobody from the Redskins. Defensive Player of the Year. Nobody from the Redskins. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Danny Etling comes in 3rd. Darius Geis comes in 6th. And then somebody else was in there. Who was that? It was DJ Chark. All right. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Arden Key comes in 5th. I don't think he went to LSU. I don't remember trading for him, so I'm not going to mention him. But anyway, we didn't really win anything award-wise. Had a pretty decent season, though. We should get better next year with these experience points. 1 for a couple players. I can see 2 for some guys as well. And then on the defense, we have 2 for a bunch of players. 5 for Tre'Davious White, though. Jalen Mills, he got 2. All right, so he should be the nickel corner then for sure. 3 for Jamal Adams isn't bad either. I found 3 people in this entire draft class who went to LSU, and the best 2 are supposed to go in the 4th round, and then someone's supposed to go undrafted. So I will trade away this draft pick because there's no reason for me to take them now. I'll try to get some stuff for next year just in case there's a couple like first round guys next year so I can have some stuff to trade up with. So let's try to get some stuff for the 2020 season. 2nd rounder next year, I want at least that. There's a 3rd and a 4th this year. I really don't need anything else for this year, obviously, because it doesn't matter what happens. I'm actually just going to take this straight up with the Browns. Just take a 2nd rounder next year. I doubt there's going to be that many, people out of LSU since there's only 3 this year. I saw 5 defensive tackles, though, out of Penn State. That's interesting. There's 5. There's probably not even, like, 5 defensive tackles on Penn State's roster. Anyway, though, Lenzel Hawkins. Actually, there probably is. Let's just go with this guy. Looks like the best player in this entire class out of LSU. I'm just going to reach on him now just to take him. What is he all about? 75 overall. Normal development. He's really not that bad. He's ranked 50th in the entire class. 51st is when we drafted him. I might throw him down to defensive end and then just have him play there and see if he can do anything. Especially since we will be running a 4-3 now, the correct scheme. He should be able to thrive. And then with the next pick, I'm just going to talk through because there's only 3 of them. I will sim to the end of the draft then because I realized I think I forgot to bring back a couple players. So if they're not in free agency, I might have to trade for them. So I can probably get that done with like some of the random rookies the computer drafts for me. But let's go with VJ Ofadial. All right. 72 overall, has quick development, but our cornerback depth is unreal, so he's not going to play. Not that bad of a player, though. I might transition him up to safety just so he can play backup. He'd probably be better than, whatever backup we have up there now at free safety because Eric Reed is our backup strong. He's actually pretty good. Sadly, though, there is no quarterback, which is really all I was looking for. I think that's all this team needs, like, to get relevant. But let's go with Shawn Gould here. Supposed to go undrafted. He's probably a terrible player. He's a 66 overall. He is a pretty bad player. He's not going to get any playing time. The top player in this class was an 83 overall cornerback with star development. I really wish this guy went to... Actually, I don't wish that badly because we really don't need any cornerbacks. I'm okay with, not getting him. And then Perry Roundtree, pretty good-looking outside linebacker. Good-looking right tackle. Good-looking left end. A pretty decent draft class all around. If we had Texas A&M right now, though, we'd have a free safety and a really good cornerback. That would have been nice to have. This is going to be the team for this 2nd season. So we definitely got worse because we lost a couple guys who, were starters. Like we lost Brandon LaFell. He just flat out retired. Like I didn't bring him back or anything, but I could not find him anywhere. So yeah, I think he just flat out retired. I don't even know if he was on a contract here, to be honest. I didn't even really look into free agency. I kind of messed up and forgot to bring back some of the lower overall guys. Like Spencer Ware, we don't have anymore. So Alfred Blue is playing fullback. I tried to trade for Spencer Ware, but for some reason he's like really hard to trade for at fullback. I don't really get why. But other than those guys, I think the offense is like kind of the same because DJ Chark, I mean, this is a difference, but DJ Chark is not playing tight end and Russell Shepard is playing wide receiver. I think that's okay. And then on the defense, I slid down Hawkins to right end. He's actually an 88, not an 88. What am I talking about? A 77 overall right end. That's really not bad. Maybe he can progress and play very well. But Jalen Mills will be the number 3 corner. This linebacker core is pretty much the same. The safeties are still very good. The secondary as a whole is still very, very good. Tre'Davious White is going to be the number 1 corner. This team is actually still talented. I think they can do kind of well. Etling played sort of well the second half of the year, and Donnie Jones retired. So we need a new punter. I'm just going to sign a random punter. It really doesn't matter about the special teams, guys. I do look to check like in the draft to see if there's any kickers and punters out of LSU. There's one right here, Brad Wing. All right, there we go. We got an LSU punter. I might check for kickers because there could be like a free agent kicker who's randomly out of LSU. But I'm pretty sure the team is all set. I just have to change some stuff. I don't think we have... Yeah, we don't have a kicker. I just have to change some stuff with like the specialist probably. Let me check that really fast. I'll do this off camera if I have to change anything. So yeah, Quinn has to change. I'll make that switch. And I think everything else might be... Okay, I think I want this to change. I want the rookie playing there, where Barkevious Mingo is. I'll change all this stuff, and I'll see you at the midseason. At the midseason mark here, this team is 2-5. The Cowboys are undefeated, though. The Giants are 5-2, and the Eagles are 0-7. It probably all boils down to the quarterback play. We really need a quarterback and some more offensive linemen, but it's looking unlikely that we will be able to get, any of those positions. On the defense, though, a couple guys have some experience points. The rookie right end doesn't, though. Kind of surprised on that one. But we have to bring back a couple guys. I'll make sure I do this. Obviously, it's going to go through since there's no salary cap. But then I'll see you at the end of the year. Once again, this team did not make the playoffs. It makes sense, though. We went 6-10, a little bit worse than last season. The Cowboys, though, 14-2. The Giants, 11-5. And the Eagles, 4-12. This team is still playing better than the Penn State team. But that makes a lot of sense. This team's defense is actually really good. 2-2 in the preseason. Won the opening game against the Bears, lost 3 in a row. Beat the Eagles, lost 3 in a row. Beat the 49ers, shut out the Dolphins. That's pretty cool. And we lost to the Giants, beat the Jets and the Bills, and then lost 3 more. The second half of the season really wasn't all that bad. Ezekiel Elliott wins MVP, but let's check out our team stats. Danny Etling, 3,416 yards, 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Really not a terrible season considering he's under a 65 overall. Leonard Fournette, 1,214 yards, 8 touchdowns. Darius Geis gets 2 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette did fumble twice. I guess that's not too bad, though. Jarvis Landry, 12 touchdowns, 996 yards. DJ Chark, 811 yards, 2 touchdowns. Odell only got 3. Russell Shepard only got 1. Sack numbers, how are these? Really bad. Actually, Andrew Whitworth, Ethan Posick both played pretty badly. Lael Collins, not terrible. 10 is pretty normal for tackles, but Andrew Whitworth letting up 16 is not very good. On the defense, we have 108 tackles from Deion Jones, 104 from Quan Alexander, and then 102 from Jamal Adams. Tackles for loss, we have 16 from Michael Brockers and 11 from Lenzel Hawkins, the rookie. Sack numbers, we have someone with double-digit sacks. It's Daniil Hunter, 8 for Lenzel Hawkins as well. Interceptions, 3 from Patrick Peterson, 1 from Quan Alexander, Jamal Adams, Jalen Mills, and Tyrann Mathieu. Do we have any touchdowns? I see at least 1 blocked kick, I think. Actually, no, I think that was a safety. We do have 1 touchdown, though, from Tyrann Mathieu. Yeah, I see a safety. It's from Lenzel Hawkins. Any blocked kicks? We do not get any. 22nd in the NFL on offense. I feel like the defense was better, though. I feel like it was top 15. First! Wow, this team has the best defense. Are you serious? Ezekiel Elliott, though, MVP winner. We already saw that. Anybody from the Redskins? Highly doubt it. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Zeke. Nobody from the Redskins. Defensive Player of the Year goes to DeMarcus Lawrence. Deion Jones makes it at number 9, though. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Tyrone Kerr. Anybody from the Redskins? Defensive Rookie of the Year, our guy is in there at number 5. Nobody else from our team, though. Let's check out the roster, though, and the experience points and stuff like that. We have 1 for a couple guys, 2 for Leonard Fournette, 3 for Jarvis Landry, none from Russell Shepard. On the defense, 3 from Quan Alexander, 3 from Jamal Adams, 2 from Tre'Davious White. Patrick Peterson did not get 1. Interesting. I am now in the draft. It is the 2nd round. I traded away my 1st round draft pick because once again, there was no 1st round LSU player. I think the first LSU player is projected to go in the 4th round in this draft. Another pretty bad draft for this kind of video, but I am going to be selecting the most important position of the entire team. It's going to be a punter. It's going to be Tate Heck. Let's go with him. He's a pretty good-looking punter. He's going to be a 73 overall with normal. We took him in the 2nd round. He might even be our kicker. I don't know exactly, but he's on the team. Now, with my next 3 draft picks, I'm pretty sure I'm taking defensive tackles. I think there's 3 LSU defensive tackles in this class. Or maybe only 2. I think there was another one. Where did he go? Did I just not select him? I may have just missed him. He looked terrible, though. His draft grade thing, the gem was red. So, he wasn't going to be good anyway. This is probably the best one, Kevin Wynn. And I thought that even before letting that guy go, letting the other guy go. I'm pretty sure there was another one, but it's not really that big of a deal. Let's go with Kevin Wynn. He's a 68 overall. He does have quick development, though. He's really bad, but he has quick development. I don't know what's up with LSU and not having many players in, in generated draft classes. This is not a custom draft class. If it was, I probably would throw more LSU players in. But yeah, there's obviously just an auto-generated draft class. Let me go with Brendan Joseph. He's going to be absolutely terrible. 65 overall. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be good. The best player we drafted was a punter. That says something about this draft class and LSU players. There was an 82 overall left tackle in this class. There was also an 82 overall defensive end and another 82 overall right tackle. So pretty good looking top guys there. A decent looking draft, but obviously no one we really care about. Some good guys out of Florida. There's this running back and this defensive tackle, both out of Florida. Then another guy out of Florida. That right tackle is also out of Florida. And there's a player down here out of Florida State. What's up with Florida? Here's the team heading into the third season. Not too much is different because I didn't draft anyone who could be, a starter. The only player I drafted who was starting is our kicker. And he was a punter when we drafted him. He's a 73 overall kicker. There we go, though. We drafted a starter. At least that's something to look forward to. Andrew Whitworth did retire, though, so La'el Collins is sliding over to left tackle. Joe Barksdale is going to be our starting right tackle. And this offensive line is atrocious. We still have a great wide receiver core, a good running back, and DJ Chark played well last year at tight end. Alfred Blue is our backup tight end. All right. On defense, though, it's still very, very talented over here. That didn't really make too much sense. But anyway, Tre'Davious White is the top overall, I think. Actually, he's tied with Deion Jones and Jamal Adams. Those guys are all balling out. Tyrann Mathieu at 93. Quan Alexander's an 87. This D-line's looking good. This cornerback core is still unreal. The depth here is amazing. We already checked out special teams. And then specialist. I'll make sure I get this all situated. Yeah, I'll go through and fix it, and then I will see you at the midseason. This team is 3-4 at the midseason mark. There's a chance to make the playoffs. The Giants are 6-1, though. The Cowboys 4-3, and the Eagles 3-4. Pretty contested division, I guess, aside from the Giants right now. 1 experience point for DJ Chark, and that is actually it on the offense. Pretty interesting. And then on the defensive side, 1 for a couple guys, 2 from Daniil Hunter. Jalen Mills also has 1. So I will bring back the players I need to. I'll scout just in case. Maybe if I can find some talented players out of LSU, I'll go 1 more season. But if it's another dead draft class, then I'll just end it after this one. For the 3rd year in a row, this team did not make the playoffs. They went 7-9, though. This team was very mediocre this entire time. It would have actually been really good, though, if there was ever a quarterback I could have drafted. The Giants won the division, going 12-4. The Cowboys 9-7. I think it said the Eagles were 5-11. Show you guys the schedule, though. 2-2 in the preseason. Lost the opening game. Won on a 3-game win streak. Lost a whole lot in a row, but then won 3 in a row. Lost to the Rams, beat the Cowboys, and lost to the Ravens. So this draft class was pretty poor again, so this is going to be the last season. Sam Darnold won MVP. Before I fully check out our team, I want to see what Sam Darnold did, but our quarterback actually played pretty well. Under 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, really not that bad of a season. Let me see what Sam Darnold did. Let me go this way. Why am I going down? Darnold, 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Do you have any rushing touchdowns or anything? He had 1 rushing touchdown. That's a good season. That's pretty unexpected of him, though. So let's check out how Leonard Fournette played. Over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Darius Geis, 2 touchdowns, 4.5 yards a carry is pretty good for a backup. Jarvis Landry leads the team in receiving again with catches, at least. 872 yards. He also leads it with yards, though. Odell Beckham Jr., 5 touchdowns. DJ Chark gets 3. Russell Shepard gets 7. Blocking, how is this? Really, really bad for La'el Collins. Ethan Bosick letting up 12 isn't great. Joe Barksdale letting up 11 really isn't as bad as I expected. Quan Alexander leads the team with tackles at 122. Deion Jones got 118. Patrick Peterson got 111. 12 tackles for loss for Daniil Hunter isn't too bad. Sack numbers 9 for Daniil Hunter, 8.5 from Lenzel Hawkins, not too bad either. Interceptions 2 for Tre'Davious White, and then 1 from a ton of different players. Quan Alexander, Jamal Adams, Barkevious Mingo, Jalen Mills, and Patrick Peterson all got 1. Any touchdowns? We have 1 from Tre'Davious White. I see at least 1 safety, too. It's from Lenzel Hawkins. That's 2 in back-to-back years, I think. And we have 2 blocked field goals. Oscar Richards didn't go to LSU. Neither did that guy, so it doesn't really matter. Nobody interesting blocked any kicks. 25th in the NFL on offense. What about defense? 22nd. Okay, so this team was probably the worst, stat-wise, out of all of them. We already saw that Darnold won MVP. That's pretty cool, though. Saquon Barkley comes in 2nd. Baker Mayfield comes in 3rd. Look at the draft class from this past year. That is nuts. Anybody from the Redskins? I don't see anyone. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Saquon. Nobody from the Redskins. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Roquan Smith. Again, this last year's draft class is just unreal. Nobody from the Redskins. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Shawn Mills. He's a Giants player. We have Jeffrey Roberts. I don't know who that is. He didn't play, though. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody from our team. Best quarterback goes to Matt Ryan. Our guy did not make it. Actually, he did. At number 10. I almost missed him. He made it at number 10. Pretty cool. Best running back goes to Saquon. Is Leonard Fournette in here? He's not. Kind of surprising. I didn't just miss him, right? That is kind of surprising that he's not in here. Yeah, okay. Best wide receiver goes to Sterling Shepard. Nobody from the Redskins. Nelson Aguilar was up to a 93 overall. What did he do? Best offensive lineman goes to Zach Martin. Nobody from the Redskins. Best defensive lineman goes to Tack McKinley. But we have Daniil Hunter in there at number 8, not bad. Best linebacker goes to Roquan Smith. We have Quan Alexander, 2, in there at number 8. Best defensive back goes to Sidney Jones. That's pretty cool. And then best kicker goes to Matt Bryant. Did our rookie make it? He did. Tate Heck, of course. The punter in college converted to kicker. It's a huge difference. But anyway, this team wasn't that great. Like, it was good, like, for sure, but it would have been so much better if I could have gotten lucky and found a good quarterback. I think this team actually would have made it to the playoffs if the offense was, like, a couple points higher, and we had, like, a competent quarterback and some decent offensive linemen. But anyway, I hope you guys still enjoyed this one. I think, what did I say in the beginning of the video? The next team is just whoever was next on that list. Let me bring it up again. The next team will be Texas, but let me know if you want me to do any other team that I didn't list in the beginning. But there's one last look at the offense. Here's one last look at the defense. And like I mentioned, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.